Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jonathan Cabrera and I make videos on filmmaking and travel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the gear that I use for freelance. Now, recently I made a video showing my day-to-day gear, but for freelance, I want something that is going to be a lot more reliable. So let's get into today's video. First thing that we're going to talk about is this camera pouch. Now, I have one of these because I used to just throw all my gear in my bag, which is not safe at all. It's unorganized when I'm looking for stuff. This has a couple of pockets and it's really easy to use. I've thrown this in my regular everyday carry-on backpack and it protects all of my stuff. So I haven't had any problems, no scratches, no scuffs, and all of my gear works perfectly fine. What's great about this is that it's cushioned. This bag was actually, I believe, like maybe 15-20 bucks on Amazon. It's just one of the preferred ones and I just picked it up because it seals. There were some that didn't have the zipper, and I really wanted a zipper. Some of them just flapped over and then closed, but I wanted something with a zipper just to make sure that my gear doesn't fall out. Like, let's say I pull it out of the bag and it just pops open and all my stuff falls out. Then I'd have to return it and that would be a very crappy purchase. The second thing that we're going to be talking about is my camera that I use for freelance jobs, and that is the A6500. Now, I choose this camera over my A7S II because currently my A7S II that I'm shooting on right now, sometimes it will stop recording. Now, you do not want that to happen while you're shooting something for a client, and that could just screw everything up. You could lose the job, lose your pay, and there's just absolutely no reason for that to happen. So I use the A6500. What I like about it is that it is small, compact, and it's actually cropped. It's not a full frame either. So when I put my lens on here, whatever lens it is, for the conference talks or whatever I'm shooting, I put a long lens on here and I'm able to capture everything. The autofocus is better and it captures their face while they're moving around, walking and talking. So I think that this camera for freelance is really good. You can actually pick this up a lot cheaper because there is a newer version out, the A6600. The battery, the autofocus, everything's updated. This thing just eats through batteries in 4K, but it's still a good camera and I will continue to use it for freelance gigs because it's extremely reliable. This is what I use and what I'll continue to use. I've actually used it for photos as well. It's really fast with photos, and the autofocus when you're taking photos is really good. I can't show you that because that's client work, but still I recently used it on a shoot and the photos came out great. If you have a good camera, then you're going to want a good lens, and the 18-105 covers everything. Because it's a crop sensor, it actually is I believe a 27-157, and that will cover all the bases for photography or for people talking across an entire conference room. I've used this for multiple conferences and I've used this for photos. It's extremely fast, and the autofocus is great because it's a Sony lens that goes with a Sony camera. So you're always going to want to have a Sony lens with your Sony camera so it can work to its full potential. This lens is great if you're on a budget as well. I believe it's about $500, so you can pick up the A6500 for less than $8,000, I believe now, because there's a newer version, and you can just pick up this lens to go with it. They pair beautifully. Now, since I'm shooting all the time and these cameras eat batteries like nothing, you are going to want to have some backup batteries. So what I use is the RAV Power external charger. Pretty much you can plug a USB right into here and it will hold 2 batteries. So what I do is I take this and I take my external Anchor battery and I plug them into each other. And while I'm shooting, these batteries are charging and I'm able to swap them out. So when they say there's a break or something, I can just swap out batteries easily and put the other one to charge. And it's as simple as that. I have 3 batteries maybe, and I go through a battery every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I've had no problem. I've actually ran through things really smooth because I just have batteries charging while I'm shooting. And the clients will actually sometimes be impressed that you've just shot the whole day and they're kind of like, how did you do that without switching batteries? I just do it quickly and then we're done. Now for the last thing, we're going to be talking about sound. I don't have a lot of stuff in this kit, but sound is the most important, and I use this. It is a tiny Tascam DR10L. This thing has come in handy, let me tell you. Now what I do is I put this on a client all the time. I make sure that they're mic'd up, turn it on, record, right? But what happens if your client decides hey, you didn't mic me up, and they just start all of a sudden. Well, what I do is I actually plug this in. I did this on a recent shoot. My client just decided to start talking, and I was just like, okay. And the microphone that they're talking through is coming through speakers. So what I've actually done is take this, clipped it onto that speaker, and just let it run, and then sync up the audio in post, which is perfect. The audio actually came out perfect. They'll never know that I didn't mic them up, and well, I mean, they probably just didn't care in general anyways, but I mic'd them up and was able to capture good audio for the video. I believe this little audio recorder comes in at around $200. Sometimes there's a white version of this and it's on sale. I just never went with that one. I'd rather go with black because it just goes with the clothing and you'll never notice it. And it'll look better for the client if they're talking. So that's all the gear that I use for freelancing. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll keep making videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Put that battery onto this. Put this. What I use this for mostly is conference talks, you know, when I used to throw my camera gear just inside my bag, and that was completely neglectful. Does that sound right? Neglectful?